Hello everyone! Long time no see. You may be wondering where I've been, and the answer is, I haven't gone anywhere. It's just that I've been working on a bunch of projects behind the scenes for a few years now. Allow me to explain. But first, let me give you a quick breakdown of everything I'm going to go over in this video, as different announcements will be relevant to different people, and I would like to take my time to properly express all of my thoughts. Please use YouTube's timestamp/chapter system to jump directly to any part of the video that interests you. Also, I'll be reading off of a script that I wrote up here, so don't mind my lack of intimate eye contact. First off, at 2 minutes 10 seconds, I'll be reintroducing myself to you, as that seems pertinent after such a long hiatus. Next, at 3 minutes 46 seconds, I'll fill you in on the biggest project I've ever accomplished, which is already out now, by the way. After that, at 9 minutes 4 seconds, I'll address my current and future plans for the LordCoucha main channel, the channel you're watching this video on. Then, at 10:48, I'll let you know what my plans are for live streaming. Spoiler alert, I can't wait to come back! Following that, at 13:59, I'll go over my plans for WLCVGR, my homemade video game music radio station. Penultimately, at 18:20, I announce the launch of my latest money-making scheme you're not gonna want to miss. And lastly, at 20:50, I have a rather heavy announcement to make. Very bittersweet, please watch last. Okay, I've already exceeded the length of time for a YouTube short, so I'm sure your attention span is about tapped. I've got you covered. Here's some men fighting.
That head down, when you put that head down, throw that uppercut. Throw that uppercut. Yeah. Look for that head to go down. There you go. Go. Go, baby. Got that left on him. There you go. Got that left on him.
Okay, that's enough of that. Go away. It's my turn to talk now. There. Dopamine receptors feeling better? Good. Hi, my name is LordCoucha. You can call me Coucha for short. My name is literally based off of the furniture you sit on while playing video games. There is no further explanation beyond that. I'm a lifelong gamer with a lifelong interest in the arts with a lifelong love of humor. In the gaming realm, I'm a born and raised Nintendo kid, but I also play a decent amount of PC games in recent years. As an artist, I try to be a bit of a jack of all trades. I create the vast majority of my own graphic arts and effects, edit my own videos, and can record and mix audio in a digital workstation if needed. When it comes to why I'm here on the internet in social media land, my purpose is to share my art and efforts with others. To make someone's day just a little bit better by experiencing one of my creations would mean the world to me. That's why I've committed myself to taking the necessary time to put out only my best work. I don't want to betray anyone's trust by producing cheaply made videos simply for the sake of making it look like I'm always busy. Indeed, my videos, even my entire channel, will probably never please the almighty YouTube algorithm. And that's alright. I'm not here to make money, I'm here to entertain with some sense of dignity. If you enjoy my work and respect my mission statement, then sharing my channel and videos will help everything grow even bigger and better, so thank you in advance for that. So, on to our first major topic of discussion. Did you know that I released a video game with a whole movie to go along with it? While not an original game per se, I've created a 25-course adventure built entirely within Super Mario Maker 2 for Nintendo Switch. Titled Rampage: Mushroom Kingdom. The game takes the frantic and destructive fun from the Rampage video game franchise, which I love, and reimagines it within the context of Super Mario Bros. Style gameplay. There may be a few of you out there who don't know what Super Mario Maker is, so I'll give you a quick primer on that. Super Mario Maker is a Nintendo game where you can create your own 2D style Mario courses using a wide variety of stage building tools. What takes the build your own stage concept to the next level is that players can upload their courses to Nintendo's online servers where anybody in the world can play the course and even download it to their console for permanent replayability. What's neat about that is that you can theoretically buy the game and never even touch the builder side of the game. You can simply use the title as a source of infinite user-made Mario courses to play. That brings us to Super Mario Maker 2, the sequel experience released on Nintendo Switch. New in this game is the ability to compile multiple courses together into an actual game within a game, or as Mario Maker 2 calls it, a world, complete with Super Nintendo-style world maps to navigate between. This was the biggest selling point for me, as now I can make a long, satisfying experience as a complete package rather than churning out single concept courses. The only question is, what concept would I use to build a full game out of? Fast forward the story a bit, and now we have the product of my efforts, which I have titled Rampage, Mushroom Kingdom. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. As Mario, it is your quest to destroy every building and exterminate every citizen in the Mushroom Kingdom before the timer runs out. The game contains 25 courses spread out across 4 major worlds, all the while gradually ascending in difficulty. The last couple of worlds are particularly nasty, but that makes sense because at that point, everybody's probably angry at you. But making a game wasn't enough, because as I was designing courses, my mind kept wandering to what Mario and his friends were doing the whole time. What kind of places are they going to? How do the characters feel about the various stage elements and scenarios? And, most of all, why is Mario playing Wrecking Crew with the Mushroom Kingdom? All these questions had to be answered in my head, so rather than typing up a dry, behind-the-scenes story to post on some dusty website to be forgotten about, I decided to make an entire movie set around the events of the game itself. Enter Rampage, Mushroom Kingdom, World Tour. As far as video making is concerned, this movie is certainly my magnum opus. Running at 1 hour and 42 minutes, the World Tour film is a literally guided tour-style production where you as the audience follow along with the tour guide, me, as we together follow along with Mario and his friends as they ravage their way through the various countrysides. The whole thing is entirely animated using the actual courses from the game that I made, featuring a back-and-forth mix of live gameplay and animated dialogue sequences between the characters, who are not exactly the normal Mario and Luigi personas we're used to. You'll understand pretty quick what I mean. I would describe the movie as a comedy, albeit mostly dark or edgy comedy, with an honest rating of PG-13 at worst, depending on your tastes. In total, the Rampage Mushroom Kingdom and World Tour project took a little over 1.5 years to complete altogether, which also makes it the biggest project I've ever completed in my life at that time, by far. I've long since lost track of how many hours of work went into all this. Though it may be difficult to explain directly, I describe the whole project as a mixed media experience, where you can either play the game or watch the movie and still walk away satisfied. However, if you play the game and watch the movie, you get a much more in-depth look into the screwed-up little world I've created. Something for everybody. So, on to the billion-dollar question. When does it release? Well, as I mentioned in the beginning, it's already out! The whole project actually released in early 2023, specifically published in time so that I could say that my Mario movie came out before Nintendo's did, ignoring the other Mario movie. Every course in the Super Mario Maker 2 side of things has been uploaded to the Nintendo servers for public to play. The movie itself has been uploaded to YouTube in multiple formats for ease of viewing. I will post a link in the description box of this video to the full uncut movie. Within the description box of that video contains the course IDs of every stage I made for the game in Mario Maker 2, should you wish to play those. So, what's the deal with the LordCoucha main YouTube channel, the channel you're watching this on? The simple answer is, nothing different, but nothing new either. This is my original YouTube channel, and it has always been designed to showcase my best work. While I have tried running multiple recurring shows on the channel for the purpose of appeasing YouTube's algorithm, none of them seem to stick with the audience, so I'm left here with a channel that only gets new video posts every now and then, sporadically. I wish I had more to add here, but it is what it is. For the time being, I'd rather have a channel with a few great videos than a channel filled with time waster videos. While the future of content of this channel may still be uncertain, that doesn't mean that I don't have some good stuff to deliver on the near term. Starting tomorrow, I will be releasing my latest non-video game project, which I'm keeping a secret for now, but I will address it in full detail in the last chapter of this video. After that, I will be posting some new videos related to Rampage Mushroom Kingdom that I never got around to making and still want to have out. See the previous chapter for more on what that is. I'm excited to finally tie off all the loose ends of that project, even if it took way too long. Hey, that's life. In addition to the previously mentioned content, I'm also working on a limited run show concept for the channel, to be formally announced later. Oh boy, live streaming. God, I miss live streaming. Honestly, I feel like a fraud of a gamer. I barely even play video games anymore because I'm making stupid videos like these. That's why I miss live streaming. It gives me a justifiable reason to play games and enjoy one of my favorite pastimes without feeling like I'm just wasting time. Recording my gameplay in live streams is useful for producing future artistic content, and interacting with and meeting new audience members is always a genuine pleasure of mine. I stopped streaming on Twitch in late 2021 when I got a new day job that took up most of my previously spare time. While I intended on returning to live streaming much sooner, finishing, and also starting, multiple other projects led to constant delays to the point where we're at now. But good news, everyone! All of my major outstanding projects are done and over, and I can finally now say that I can start fresh with a brand new season of LordCoucha Live, the title of my live streaming show. I will be cross-streaming to Twitch and YouTube, and my planned first day back will be tomorrow, April 13th, 2026, so keep a lookout for that. Also, to clarify real quick, I still cannot return to the frequency of streaming I used to do pre-2022, but I would like to at least get 1 or 2 live streams in per week. On the topic of live streaming content, I still intend to remain a variety gamer with an emphasis on Nintendo titles. However, if there's any one major change I foresee myself enacting, is that I will be playing randomizers much less frequently. As much as I enjoy playing various games community-made randomizers, I understand that they are not the most audience-friendly content, and thus will only be saved for special occasions. But wait, there's more! In addition to returning to live streaming on Twitch, there will also be a massive content drop on YouTube. I have a second YouTube channel for archiving all of my live stream recordings, or VODs, for everyone to see whenever they want. Sadly, I only have a relatively small number of recordings on the channel. This is mostly because many of the recordings need to be touched up for public release, and the sheer volume of work was not realistically feasible on my old PC. But in late 2023, I built myself a new PC, top of the line, and the massive upgrade in power has allowed me to process this mountain of work in a small fraction of the time it would have taken me previously. So I am exquisitely pleased to announce, after a delay of way too long, after even giving up the dream of ever getting these recordings up on YouTube, I will be releasing every last live stream I have in my archives. Look out for new, old, VODs being dropped twice a day until they're all done, and then look out for new VODs of Season 2 LordCoucha Live after that. Did you know that I run a video game music radio station? It's true, and it's been around since, technically, 2021. Don't worry if you haven't heard of it. It's a side project of mine, and I may not advertise it much on this channel. But what is it exactly? It's called WLCVGR, LordCoucha Video Game Radio. The W is inserted at the front to make it look like a standard call sign. The station is actually a YouTube channel. If you type WLCVGR into the YouTube search bar, and my channel isn't the first result, then you messed something up. Look at this little guy. His name is Snorkel. You can't miss him. Anyway, the channel has a live stream running 24/7 playing non-stop upbeat video game music. No commercials, no filler, and all running at the highest audio quality I can muster. I haven't done much research, but I'm pretty sure I'm running the best video game music radio station on the internet. What or who is it for? I'll start by providing the general mission statement for my intentions with the radio station. My goal, at its simplest, is to showcase the long history of great video game music from across all ages and platforms. It is a love letter to and a celebration of the memorable music and imaginative worlds we all fell in love with. I have no expectation of making money off of this project, mostly because I'm violating way too many copyrights to ever dream of getting monetized on YouTube. Not that it's about the money anyway. On the question of who this radio station is for, well, it's for you, duh. No, really, I'm a total video game nerd, and this radio station has literally been my standard background music at home and in the car for the past few years. I'm a huge fan, so I think you'll like it too. It's also good video game music to have in the background for live streamers, but again, not copyright friendly. As for immediate news regarding the radio station, expect a big update on the horizon. Due to being so busy with other projects lately, as you may now be able to understand, I haven't updated the playlist in over 2 years. Wow, time flies, it does not feel like that long at all. But, as with everything else, it doesn't mean that I haven't been working on things in the background. The latest update will be, I think, the largest addition of new music to the mix yet. If I remember correctly, I think I'm adding in somewhere around another 2,000 songs to the playlist, bumping up the total track count to over 17,000, so expect even more variety. Also, I've updated the album cover art for, very approximately, half of the albums in my library, so now the amount of grainy .jpeg album covers will be few and far between. You're welcome. And last on the WLCVGR checklist is to announce a new service being added to the brand. WLCVGR fans may have already noticed that I have a few videos on the channel that are dedicated playlists of specifically curated music. For example, one video contains the final boss theme from every Super Mario game, played chronologically. In another video, I went through the pain of a task of compiling every in-game playable song from the Zelda franchise. These videos were a test for myself to see if I'd like the format, which I do. So, even though I never planned on making standalone videos for the channel, I found that I enjoy making the single playlist videos, and I have a lot of ideas for future videos in the same style. Therefore, starting tomorrow, I will be releasing new video game music playlist videos on the WLCVGR channel twice a week until I'm out of material. Hopefully I should have made more by then, but you know how things go. Remember that part where I said this is all about the art and not at all about the money? I lied! This has always been about the money, and I've just sucked at asking for it. Introducing the new LordCoucha trading card NFT trademark. These virtual trading cards can be purchased and traded on the blockchain for just $50 per card, or $250 for the whole set. That's a $50 savings for the whole set. Pre-order yours today before they're sold out. We only digitally printed cards in limited numbers. You know what? This is a bad idea. The LordCoucha trading card NFT is cancelled. Pre-order is non-refundable, by the way. Instead, I'll make things easier. Have you heard of Patreon? It's a web service that allows you to make regular monthly donations to content creators you wish to personally support monetarily. I use the service myself to help support over a dozen artists and creators that I love and wish to see grow. It's a cool idea too, as a crowdfunding source, because even if 100 people donate as little as an easy $1 per month, that still adds up to $100 going to the artist every month. No contribution is too small, which I like. It's a low-pressure system without a hard sell, and patrons usually get bonus material as a reward for their contribution. The main reason I've waited this long to open a Patreon page is because when I live streamed on Twitch, users were able to make one-time and monthly reoccurring donations to me there. I didn't want to also open up a Patreon because I felt like that could be seen as double dipping, or simply asking for too much. That is why I'd like to emphasize that this Patreon page I'm opening is specifically geared towards supporting the WLCVGR music project. See the previous chapter for more on that. Considering that the radio station is a 24/7, high-quality, free service that I'm running at all times, I don't feel like asking for some tip money is too much. Also, this way, if you don't or can't support me monetarily when I'm live streaming on Twitch, this Patreon page can be the perfect place to offer me regular donations for all the crazy projects I get myself involved in. Link to the Patreon page in the description box. I don't want to do this part of the video, but I have to. For those who have not yet heard, it is with a heavy heart that I inform you that friend of the channel and personal friend of mine, FrankiX, has left this world. He passed of natural causes on November 2nd, 2023, the same day that the Beatles, Frankie's favorite band, released their final song, and their first song in 50 years. FrankiX, or as I knew him personally, Francis, or Fran, was a close friend and a creative cohort of mine for many years. He was sincerely one of the most talented musicians I've ever met, and his dedication to Super Smash Bros. Melee never ceased to amaze me and made me feel like I knew nothing by comparison. Francis was truly a one-of-a-kind person, and I'm eternally pleased to say that I was his friend. As you can imagine, his passing heavily affected me and was one of the major factors why I've taken so long in returning to publishing new work. To be honest, by mid-2023, I had decided that I would make my Twitch live streaming comeback fresh at the beginning of 2024, along with releasing a bunch of those WLCVGR playlist videos that I mentioned earlier. However, once I heard the news from Francis's family about his heavenly departure, I knew that I could not carry on with my own personal work until I could come up with a suitable tribute package for my fallen ally. So, that's what 2024 and 2025 have been for me. A years-long celebration of Francis and our time together. And what a blessed time it has been! If you watched the earlier segment titled LordCoucha Live Lives Again, then you'll know that I finally cleared my technical difficulty bottleneck of unpublished old live streams. Well, I was able to do that because I needed to clean up my live streams featuring Francis to post for the world to remember. In doing so, I realized that it was now possible for me to get the entire back catalog on YouTube as well. I can't say that I expected such a wonderful emergence when I started working through these recordings, so it was certainly fate. While we're on the topic of things he's indirectly helped me with, the whole reason I was able to finish producing Rampage Mushroom Kingdom and World Tour is because Francis kept pushing me throughout the whole process to keep it going and see it through. He saw all of the levels and read the movie script long before anyone else knew it was coming. Despite putting the project down for over a year at one point, the thought of Francis dreaming for its completion on my behalf drove me to do the work and finish it. For him. So, if you enjoyed Rampage Mushroom Kingdom at all, you definitely have him to thank. Of course, my tribute to Francis is not simply limited to posting old video game live streams. No. Did I mention that he's also an immensely naturally talented musician? Francis had perfect pitch, maybe absolute pitch, and his understanding of music theory consistently humbled my already strong understanding of music. Longtime viewers of this channel may remember the meet and greet video I did when Francis and I went to see James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd. Well, Francis and I created the AVGN theme song arrangement heard at the beginning of that video. Or, longtime viewers may also remember You're Such a Tier Below, a parody song Frankie and I made to commemorate the launch of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That was our most successful video ever. It may come as little surprise that Francis performed more than just goof songs and video game spoofs. He was an accomplished artist who wrote his own original music and could replicate just about any song for a respectable cover. One of my favorite brags of his was that he could perform something like over 100 Beatles songs from memory, not even including solo work from John, Paul, George, as well as Paul McCartney and Wings. Did I mention that Francis was a Beatles fan? Getting to the point though, Francis and I worked on a number of songs over the years for Francis's personal portfolio. Most of these songs were never finished, and fewer were ever published online. Luckily, I'm a bit of a pack rat when it comes to archiving data, so I still have all of the original recordings and digital session files from when we did music work together. That, combined with the fact that Francis left me with a similar bundle of work with his previous band, Hello Scientist, means that I may be in the intimidatingly unique position of being potentially the only person in the world who's sitting on so much of Francis's unreleased work of the highest quality. First, I was going to simply release all of the music as is. Then, I realized that I could touch up and/or finish a lot of the songs on my own without changing the overall character of Francis's compositions. But then, I realized that I'm sitting on a much larger and higher quality collection than I was originally anticipating. Awesome! So, how do we bump this up to the next level? You know, Francis tried putting out a music album at multiple points in his life, but for one reason or another, it never happened. Still, he always expressed to me that he had a definite desire to one day put out a solo music album. And as the years went by, and Francis's love of the church grew, he also added that he wished for his first album to be God-honoring, containing no material that would be considered objectionable to his faith, only wholesome music for all ages to enjoy. So, this is it. Just like how he spiritually helped me finish Rampage Mushroom Kingdom, now it's my time to help him produce his first album. And, funny enough, throughout this whole project, I feel like Francis has been helping me along every step of the way. It's crazy how unnaturally perfect some things came out to the point where I truly feel like he was offering me a little bit of his talent from the beyond. I digress. Because as of tomorrow, the FrankiX Digital Memorial will begin being released here on this channel. This will be the ultimate tribute to my friend, and words can't describe how excited I am to show off all of his great music to you. I even produced a few music videos to go along with some of the songs. Even cooler, a compilation album featuring all of his original music will be available on all major digital music retailers and streaming services. Listen to FrankiX from anywhere, at any time, forever. Links to all that in the description box. There's still more FrankiX material on the horizon outside of the album release, so please keep an eye out on this channel for further updates. Until then, all I can say is, so long, Gabe Hauser. Thank you so much for sitting through this whole video. I know it's kind of a lot all at once, but I've been building up this powder keg of content for years now, and I'm certainly hoping for an explosive release. To summarize, here are your available side quests. 1. Watch Rampage Mushroom Kingdom World Tour on YouTube, and if you own Super Mario Maker 2, play the game too. 2. Check me out on twitch.tv and drop a follow if you'd be so kind. 3. Listen to my video game music livestream, WLCVGR, and see if any of my music playlists interest you. 4. Check out the FrankiX Digital Memorial as we celebrate over 100 days of FrankiX. And 5. Please support me. Subscribe to my 3 YouTube channels, like my videos, and drop comments along the way. And don't forget to tell your friends too. And for those who can afford it, please donate to me on my new Patreon page to help me make even more great content. My name is LordCoucha, and I'll be seeing you real soon.
You're such a tier below, I love it. You're such a tier below, I love it. You're such a tier below, I love it. Your matchup spread's a joke, no John and got no problems with the client.